Walter Payton was the Bears' offense from 1975 through 1979, the era to which this video is dedicated. When opposing defenses shut him down, it was up to Bears quarterbacks to deliver. Bobby Douglas was the starter in Week 1, 1975, but the Bears were growing weary of his running ways and disappointed in his lack of passing production. So they switched to third-year pro Gary Huff, a second-round draft choice from Florida State. Huff had some success early, but then hit the skids. He lost control of the game. Enter rookie Bob Avellini, who was told to hand the ball to Walter Payton, and if that didn't work, to throw the ball. The Bears had no luck at all in this game against the Rams and had only scored 9 touchdowns and 97 points through Week 10. Bob Avellini hit Bo Rather for a touchdown with only 9 seconds left in this game. In the last 4 games of the 1975 season, Avellini only threw 6 touchdowns with 11 interceptions. His best bet was to throw short and let Walter Payton do the rest. In 1976, the Bears handed the keys to Avellini for all 14 games, which translated into a 7-win, 7-loss season despite his woeful passing statistics. So, did the Bears' passing game get any better with Bob Avellini? In 1975, they only had two 200-yard passing games, but had 6 games of less than 100 yards. They had 2 games of only 44 yards. In 1976, they only had one 200-yard passing game with 7 games of less than 100 yards, bottoming out at 17 yards at Dallas. In 1977, only 3 games of 200 yards passing occurred, with 4 games of less than 100 yards, with a negative net 16 yards at Houston being the bottom level. So, the short answer is no. In Week 14 at Giants Stadium, Walter Payton needed 199 rushing yards to break O.J. Simpson's single-season rushing record. The Bears fumbled 8 times, but lost only 1, as Payton finished with only 47 yards rushing. With less than 1 minute remaining in overtime with the score 9-9, Payton failed to get out of bounds and precious time ticked away. Bob Thomas had already missed 2 field goals and an extra point, but nailed a 28-yarder to give the Bears the wild card entrance to the playoffs. This was the first year since 1963 that the Bears made the playoffs. That's the good news. The bad news is that they would play the Dallas Cowboys on the road. How did Avellini keep his starting gig after Week 5 of the 1978 season when he had only 1 touchdown pass but 6 interceptions? Granted, the Bears won their first 3 games, but still. Cardinals head coach Bud Wilkinson returned to coaching after a 15-year absence. He won 3 national championships at Oklahoma and had a 47-game winning streak. The Bears' new head coach was Neil Armstrong, a longtime Vikings assistant coach. Jack Pardee left to coach the Redskins, for whom he played from 1971 through 1973. The Bears' passing didn't get any better. In 1978, their quarterbacks only threw for 7 touchdowns with 28 interceptions. They had 6 games with less than 100 yards passing. For this 5-year era, they had 27 games with less than 100 yards passing and only 11 games with more than 200 yards. They only had 3 games with more than 250 passing yards, with 0 300-yard games. Bears finally had enough of Avellini throwing 2 interceptions for every 1 touchdown, so they shook things up. Enter number 15, Mike Phipps. While Phipps won 3 of 4 starts, his passing was even worse than Avellini's. So they brought back Avellini until they couldn't stand his lack of production anymore. Then they brought back Phipps again.